Welcome to Out of the Blue. I'm Andrew Ottman. MTSU's Jennings A. Jones College of Business recently celebrated the 10th anniversary of our exclusive partnership with Dale Carnegie, the global training company. It gives our students the skills necessary to succeed in business. It is a true pride point of the university and one of the defining elements of what makes the Jones College special. Here to tell us more is MTSU marketing lecturer and the lead Carnegie trainer, Kenneth George. Kenneth, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Andrew.
I'm really excited that you're here because I'd like to talk and share with our viewers and listeners more about the Dale Carnegie program. It is truly one of the defining elements of the Jones College of Business and the whole university.
Yes, sir.
So let's take it from the very beginning and talk a little bit about who Dale Carnegie was and what this program is intended to teach.
Okay, sure. A lot of folks are very familiar with Mr. Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's actually become part of our vernacular. And depending on which source you look at, it's sometimes viewed as the third biggest selling nonfiction book in history. So they've sold 30 million copies of it. So there must be something worth knowing in there.
Something indeed.
And the information in there is timeless. It's kind of common sense, I'll say, but not common practice. And so ours is a human relations and communications course. And Mr. Carnegie had started the course as a public speaking course, but developed it into this human relations and communications class. And that's what we're offering here at Middle Tennessee State University.
And we have a unique distinction, correct, in that arena in higher education.
Absolutely. We are the only, I love to tell people, we're the only university in the solar system that requires the Carnegie course for our business graduates. And it is a true differentiator for our university.
And why do employers seek out potential employees with those skills?
You're right, they're looking for those skills. They're looking for more confident employees, better communication skills, people skills, leadership skills. And those are part of the main focus. Actually, that's 4 of our 5 drivers that we talk about in the course. And I love to tell the story of a student of mine who we were talking about good news before the class started, and he said that he had an interview with an accounting firm in Nashville, and he said, the guy called me and said, we see you're in Carnegie, we want to talk to you.
Wow.
And I think that speaks to what all those folks who have been graduates of the Carnegie course as it was offered through business and industry for all these years, and there's millions of them out there, they know the value of what is occurring in those sessions.
Wow, wow. Before we started the interview off camera, you talked about, I think I used the words, oh, those are important soft skills, and you kind of wrinkled your nose at me saying, you don't like the term soft skills.
They're not soft. I mean, that's yeah, you're right, I don't really like that term, because one, they're power skills, they're people skills. They're essential skills. These are skills, this is a skill set that employers everywhere are looking for. And this is, again, just talking about the Carnegie course worldwide, it's offered in 90 different countries. It's offered in 40 different languages. So this stuff isn't like some US-centric kind of training. It's timeless, it's global, and it's so worthwhile.
Wow, wow. So let's talk about the structure of the program itself. How does it work, and if I'm a student, what does it require me to do?
They come in thinking it's a public speaking course. One of my students actually said at the end, he said, I came into this thinking it's a public speaking course, but it's absolutely not a public speaking course. This is a course in how to find the value in other people, which I thought was very telling. The process itself is 12 sessions, and over those 12 sessions, we start with a foundation of enhancing people skills, because without that, how do you lead anyone? So the foundational element we build on is enhancing relationships, and then we go on to, because you have built that trust, and these are terms that the students use. You build trust, you build communication, you build empathy, and from that you're able to gain the willing cooperation of others. And then And we're not talking about that in terms of I'm going to go get my way. We're talking about it in terms of getting better outcomes, because a lot of it is about listening and taking understanding the other person's perspective. And when you do that, you may have gone in thinking, oh, we need to work overtime this week, but they've got a better idea, and because you've communicated fully, you get a better outcome. And you don't think the employers out there want that. They want better outcomes. And that's a skill set that they bring from day one.
One of the things I've heard that is really encouraging for the folks that go through this program is that you have benchmarks or milestones that you're continuously recognizing their progress with some awards, right?
Oh, yes. We recognize these students are giving so much of themselves in these sessions. So they come to recognize the importance of showing appreciation and showing recognition. I think the statistic is almost 80% of employees, one of the major reasons that they leave their job is they don't feel appreciated. So if you're bringing us, again, the skill set where you are, as part of who you are, showing appreciation regularly to people and giving them feedback regularly, think about how that cuts down on turnover, on all those other things that go along with replacing a person who left. And by practicing this, because this is an experiential class, this is an MT Engage class. So this is an experiential class. This isn't, you don't just talk about the concept and go, oh yes, I should show appreciation to people. You go out and practice it and then come back and report on that to the folks in the classroom. And again, this builds their confidence. They get the awards, they get the recognition, and the results from that are you do see progress week to week. And then when you look at it after 12 weeks, you're seeing a journey like this rather than just those granular, incremental things that occur during the semester.
There are certain outcomes that you're striving to reach in this program. Can you name some of those, and what are the things you're hoping to measure? If I complete the course, I should
Certainly.
have these things.
Absolutely. Greater self-confidence, and that's huge. To see a student who comes in is just quite frankly bashful, and then stands up 5 weeks in, this is another example, but stands up 5 weeks in and says, I've just joined 2 on-campus organizations because I've come to realize that my voice is worth something and that I should be heard too. Because they come to understand that it is their story. They've earned the right to tell their story. Better people skills, better communication skills, leadership skills, and reducing stress. And if you're coming out of a course with those 5 outcomes, sign me up.
Wow.
That's a great course to be a part of.
That is a great thing to be a part of. Before you go, I got to ask you about the button on your lapel. It's pretty cool.
Thank you.
It looks a lot like you.
Well, there's a reason, yes, sir.
What's the reason?
When I interviewed here, one of the main points that I made in my interview was that I believe the purpose of education is to help people become productive and happy. And many times we get really wrapped up in that productive and we forget all about that happy element. But the managers that you want are the folks who embrace the humanity of the people around them, are creative, who are great listeners, and want to lift other people up. And that's the happy part of it. And so that's really what we're trying to get to, I think, in the study of management here at MTSU. And while happiness is not like one of the listed outcomes for the Dale Carnegie course, I think you can see that it kind of fits.
Absolutely. Kenneth George, the senior Dale Carnegie trainer in the Jones College of Business. Thanks for sharing with us, and thanks for doing what you do to help our students.
Thank you for allowing me to tell this story, because our students are awesome, and I'm in awe of them every session.
Thank you again.